Hello, hello, everybody. I'm Frankie-san.
And I'm Mark.
Okay, first thing first, let's go to our blogs page over here. A little recap. We're right in the middle of the box office showdown for the weekend of 4th of July. And over there, you can go to our website. Right below that is Blog Talk Radio. I did a July 4th preview show. What's coming up, and for the month of July, we're going to be doing specials on James Bond, Godzilla, Star Trek, a little bit about my acting career. That's all going to be there. And the following two widgets are kind of like on pause right now, but way in the bottom is SoundCloud. You just heard the theme. SoundCloud is going to be expanding this summer, and as a matter of fact, on Sundays now we're doing some live recording in a studio in Brooklyn, Flatbush Sound Studios. Well, actually, Flatbush Road Studios, kind of a tribute to the Beatles. Anyway, so let's go back to the top. So I'm going to be updating that. Finding Dory is going to make another 40 million. Let's go back to the live show and do our top 10 list over here for as far as the box office goes. So let me get my reading glasses over here. First, I want to mention right off the top. I'm also going to have a special on Ray Harryhausen. Finally, this Blu-ray has come out. This was available on as an import only on Amazon for like $40–50. Finally, this year, this was released internationally about 2-3 years ago. Finally, they came out over here, and this has a lot of extras, commentary about the making of. For as a matter of fact, certain companies they now want to use clips. And James Cameron said, "Hey, you want to show clips of Avatar? I'll email Fox and tell them to send you clips." One of them didn't do was Warner Brothers. They will not show Clash of the Titans and A Valley of Gwangi. That's Warner Brothers. Now, why am I mentioning that? Well, you notice this Independence Day posted in the back. Okay, Valley of Gwangi, because on our YouTube page, this show is being recorded. It plays on YouTube page, Videoland Express on YouTube page, and there's a link called Apollo Movie Guide. That was set up by my other partner, Santos, who's retired. And we have other clips of Ray Harryhausen. There's a clip there that is from the movie is a 10-minute making of documentary and a style. It wasn't included in this movie because Warner Brothers will not give the rights. Go figure that out. But in the meantime, it's available on YouTube. So if you go to our Videoland Express site, there is a link there to Apollo Movie Guide. You will see the face of David Carradine. So that's kind of like an extended of ours. So he kind of put that up for us. So you'll see a clip there. James Bond, there's a lot of clips there also. Making of, for example, you heard of Josh Brolin, who's going to play the main villain and Avengers Infinity. His father, James Brolin, actually auditioned for James Bond. Kind of weird. And you see a scene from Octopussy. James Brolin is speaking with an American accent. Anyway, we got a lot of clips there. So search around. But as far as the Blu-ray, one other thing that really was interesting, he actually did, he was going to do War of the Worlds. Okay, which is what Independence Day is kind of based on. And it shows you an octopus with the face of the Ymir. Remember the Ymir? There was a picture he did called 20 million miles to Earth, Ray Harryhausen. And it kind of had the face of that, but the body was sort of like an octopus. Tentacles, another idea that Independence Day kind of borrowed or rip off, depending on your point of view. So it's never been shown. It was a test footage. So that clip is included on the Blu-ray. There's a lot of interviews, a lot of features. I definitely recommend this. I will be doing a Ray Harryhausen tribute. I'll be talking more about the Blu-ray. But let's go. It is 4th of July. It is Independence Weekend. Independence movie is tanking internationally. We're going to get a box office for a second. Like I said, this is the original classic. Okay, 1952, 53, with Gene Barry. This also has two commentary tracks, Bob Burns and Joe Dante. You know, Bob Burns, he's considered like the ultimate fanboy when it comes to pictures from the 1950s. And Joe Dante, of course, he did Gremlins, okay, which they're going to be doing another remake of. And talk about Flying, what is it again? Earth versus Flying Saucers, okay. This was a special edition where you get the movie in black and white, and it was colorized, okay. So I just wanted to start that off. And of course, Let me just reshuffle this here. I loved Independence Day. No matter how cheesy popcorn, the second one is the reason it's tanking. I still give it a 3 out of 5. You didn't see it.
No, not at all. I took your recommendations. You said that it's
Yeah.
really not that good, and I said, oh my God. And on the listing, it's like, what, 2 hours, 3?
No, it's short. It's less than 2 hours. The problem was
2
that
hours. I couldn't take that punishment anymore.
the funny thing about the movie is, if you saw the trailer, you saw the movie. What got to me was I went to see it the first weekend. Then I finally got a free pass, and I went to see it again. The movie does not play very good as a rerun. Not like Finding Dory, where it's doing huge business because it's doing repeat business. That's the key thing. When when people love a movie, people will go back and see it in the movie house. Finding Dory is like in its third weekend, and it's going to beat the competition. Real quick about Independence Day, and that big scene where everything goes up in the sky and tumbles down, that's the big disaster scene. And then they fight the alien queen at the end. There's not much in between. A lot of filler, a lot of jokes. The guy who was the highlight was Brent Spiner, who played Data in The Next Generation. He was hysterical. And he ends the movie saying, we're going to go out there and we're going to kick alien ass. The third movie, Roland Emmerich said, we're going to go in outer space. Well, right now, let's go to the box office because he's going to do a review of The Purge. The box office, basically what happened was Independence Day is not even going to clear 100 million. It's not going to clear 200 million internationally. So there won't be no sequel, no part 3. China it only has made $37 million. The same country that Pacific Rim made over $200 million. That gives you an idea. Okay, so from the top, right now, the two pictures that are battling for number one, well, actually, the number one is going to be Finding Dory, okay? She's going to be like, she's this close to beating Civil War. The Avengers Civil War is the biggest picture of the year, for this year, well, domestically. Internationally, last show we mentioned that it couldn't beat Iron Man 3 for the top spot, for the top 10 spot, should I say, internationally. Okay, well, I thought that was a shame. And it's only 15 million behind Minions, okay? This is the reason I'm showing this. But, with that saying, Finding Dory is going to beat Civil War, the Avengers Civil War, as the biggest picture of the year until Star Wars comes out at the end of the year. There's really nothing else to look forward to for the summer. We're halfway point for the movies of the year, and I think the only movie we both were talking about was Suicide Squad, right?
Suicide Squad, I guess Suicide Squad, Star Wars.
The Rogue One at the end of the year.
Yeah, Rogue One.
So basically the year's over. I don't know how we're going to do these shows. We got 3 shows in July, folks, so we're kind of milking this. I mean, let's go over here. The Secret Life of Pets might do good only because the guys who did Minions are doing that picture.
Oh, I think it's going to be phenomenal.
But the thing is, I get this. What is the guy's name again? Pierre Chauffin, okay? French dude. He did 800 voices. Over here,
wow.
Secret Life of Pets, it's going to have Kevin Hart doing one of the voices and many other people. The main reason I'm showing Minions is because, going back to Independence Day, they did a trick with the big alien queen at the end. Minions did that whole Godzilla thing. You know, the all little munchkin little thing. The one of them gets big at the end of this movie. If you haven't seen it, they do the big Godzilla thing. Okay, Civil War had Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. He gets big.
Right.
Within that, you said that came from the comic book.
Right. Because Ant-Man, he becomes Giant Man.
Giant Man. Okay. At least it took the storyline from the comic books.
Right.
So that was good. And then what was the other one that turned giant?
You were talking about Age of Apocalypse, X-Men.
X-Men, right? He turns big because Bryan Singer got that from one of the Star Trek episodes. What was the Greek Apollo? Something like that, I forgot. And then Alien Queen. That's getting to be a little bit repetitious, getting something really big, you know.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, it's an angle of my reason I'm leading up to that is because the BFG, whatever the hell that stands for, that's the Steven Spielberg movie.
Big, friendly giant, I guess.
Okay, good enough. And, well, that's tanking. I guess everybody's getting tired with the shtick. So he's turning to be the biggest embarrassment of the weekend for the 4th of July. So let's go to the box office so Mark here can do the review for The Purge. Now, I didn't see The Purge. I didn't see the third one. I saw the first one, didn't like it. I really got a kick out of the second one. So I'm curious about the third one. Now, what's going to happen real quick is this weekend, we're going to find out Tuesday Who's going to be the big winner? So far, it looks like Finding Dory for the third weekend in a row is going to be #1. Legend of Tarzan and The Purge are fighting for #2. They're going to make about 35 million for the weekend. BFG Spielberg is lucky he's going to get 21 million, and he's probably going to find a new job. Independence Day, #5, 100 million. Central Intelligence, I like to see Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson do another movie. This was really funny. The story is a cop, buddy cop kind of cliche. It did have some twists. I gave it a 3 out of 5, but I like to see them work together again. They were really good. Shallows, poor man's budget of Jaws, remake of Jaws. But I thought for a movie that was only an hour and 20 minutes, it got my attention. Should you pay $15? No, see it on Netflix, okay? But it's still worth it just to see it. Conjuring 2, it's not going to clear 100 million, but that's still not bad for a movie that only cost $20 million. Okay? The State of Jones, Matthew McConaughey, the movie that nobody saw, it's going to round out with, it's already #9, just came out, $15 million. Now You See Me, Now You Don't, it's not even going to clear 60 million because at the end there's a little twist for a third movie. Again, it's not going to happen. Independence Day #3, not going to happen. Okay, so we didn't see Legend of Tarzan. We're not interested. I like big giant things, so I'm kind of curious about a BFG. But I don't want to sit alone in a movie house. I wait to Netflix because nobody's seeing this movie. So it look like the big winner is. I'm glad Mark saw this because this is going to be the film only cost $10 million, and it's going to already. It's Friday night and made a profit already. It's going to clear 40 million Sunday night. And by Monday, you probably make another 10 to 50 million on one weekend. It's the only film out of everybody over here that's getting their money back 3 times over. And so, you think The Purge was worth it?
I thought it was fine. It was entertaining. It was, at least to me, it seemed more entertaining from your description of Independence Day 2. I never saw Independence Day 1. I'm sorry, shocker.
You never did? I thought you did.
No, I never did. Never talked about it, never watched it. But all I saw was the previews about how Will Smith was in all the previews, like, oh wow, Will Smith really made this movie. Oh, it's great. Oh, blah blah blah. You got to see it. That's all I heard from this, and I never saw it because I wasn't really a Will Smith fan, and to me it seemed a little too convoluted.
Right.
So I'm going to stay away from. Oh, they're going to blow up the White House. I don't care.
Right.
I didn't care, but The Purge was more interesting. It was more down to earth. The Purge 2 was great because they had that sort of comic book Punisher aspect to it.
Oh, also had
the good guy.
Yeah, also had the chase.
Yeah, the chase, the good guy, and people love the chase. Yeah. People love the chase.
That was fun.
Concept. It harpens back to Escape from New York.
Yeah, it did have the feel of it. Yeah.
And the third one too went into a chase.
Okay.
Which is great. It was beautiful because as we've all seen the spoilers for the trailers. It's a senator. She's trying to stop the purge because she's saying, oh, it's just basically killing off the poor, and it's the way the rich she's using to take away all this help. So she wants to eliminate it, so this is where the big conflict comes in. And from the way they were talking about it, it seems as though they were building up for another Purge film.
Ah, okay. They keep making money. They're going to keep coming out with them. Yeah.
And the best thing about this is smart. Put the chase... have people come together to protect someone. Was a small group fighting a bigger extreme army. It's beautiful. The concept is great. People love that. And chase, it sort of makes you nervous. You don't know any time. You feel, and the best thing too, it's like there's nobody in this movie who can really say is the big star of the film. They're almost all newcomers. You see maybe 1 or 2. You see the actor from Forrest Gump in there.
What's the actor's name? He was, I don't know if he's in this one. He was in the second one. He played Crossbones in the Avenger movies.
Did he? No.
Captain America.
Right. But I'm talking about the guy who played Forrest Gump's friend. I think his name was Bubba.
Yeah. Okay.
He was in the film. He was the biggest name in the film. Probably.
Okay.
And the other people I don't really recognize, so I thought that was the best. And then you have Crossbone, who's great. He gives sort of like this Punisher sense and feeling that you really get taken into the movie. Like they always say, that's the best people you have in a movie, people who are believable.
Right, right.
And then you get sucked in. It was a little melodramatic, but look past the melodrama, look past the lady who wants to be a senator, and she's like, oh my God, we got to stop the purge. Oh, this is going to kill children. Blah blah blah, on and on and on.
Right.
So you look past that and go back to the action, and it's funny. It's hysterical.
It was like Shallows. I wasn't expecting anything out of the movie, and I enjoyed that better than Independence Day. Legend of Tarzan, how many times are going to redo that? I think the best version...
Did you see it? You saw Legend of Tarzan?
Nah. The last one I saw was Greystroke, with the guy from Highlander.
Yes.
Yeah, that was okay, but they did so many films on it, and Johnny Weissmuller, he did a whole bunch of Tarzans. We had him on TV. Do we need another version? I mean, poor guy.
It'll keep coming out. I think it'll keep coming back over and over again. I'm surprised.
Also, we had Jungle Book with the animals.
Yeah. This surprises me. They always do remakes of these movies that were popular in the newspapers. You have Tarzan, some other stories that I'm surprised haven't gone back to the well. They probably are afraid to go. Is Flash Gordon, Mandrake, and all these other Sunday morning cartoons that used to be in the newspaper. That's where Tarzan originated from.
Right.
And I'm surprised they haven't gone back and wolf. They keep going back and wolf with Tarzan.
Well, actually, Flash. Who was this? The guy who did The Mummy, Stephen Summers. He tried to redo it. Everybody knows that George Lucas wanted to do Flash. He wasn't given the rights, and that's how Star Wars came about.
Right.
And then we had Flash. Soundtrack by Queen. That. Seth MacFarlane keeps making fun out of. As a matter of fact, he did in the two Ted movies. Ted 2. And I forget who. A bunch of people.
Ted 1? Was it Ted 1 or Ted 2? Yeah.
Ted 1 and 2.
Okay.
The character was played by Sam Jones, the actor.
Right.
Okay, so that is part of the culture, you could say. But a bunch of other directors want to redo Flash again. I know Brian.
Well, they could probably do it if they do it right.
Chris Columbus, Brian Singer, a bunch of people, but they can't get off the ground because of the budget.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the funny thing is, for example, Legend of Tarzan cost over $180 million.
Get the heck out.
Yeah. It's not going to make 40.
They might as well forget about it then.
Okay, BFG cost $140 million. The outcome is going to be $21 million. Remember that thing, I said it, okay? Let's say somebody comes up to me and said, Frank, give me $1 and I'll make you $10. Right. Or somebody goes to Mark and says, Mark, let me get 50 cents and I make you $100.
Right.
That's the Purge. Purge is $10 million and it's going to cost $45 million this weekend.
Right.
Let's not forget the word of mouth, repeat, and then it's going to do huge on Blu-ray. Right. And then, because it's already got a guaranteed audience, and then it's going to do good on Netflix and repeat and syndication. So the movie's going to clear about 100, 150 when everything's all said and done, and only cost $10 million. Tarzan and the Red, BFG and the Red. They need China. And Independence Day #2 is supposed to be the big Independence Day movie for the weekend, and it's not even clearing China for $37 million. I mean,
because you got to remember the hype behind that Independence Day 1. There was so much hype, and don't forget, it's sad that they fool us as an audience. They hype us into saying, this is going to be your best Independence Day. Independence Day, reclaim your independence. Watch this movie. Oh, watching this movie, I'm going to reclaim my Independence Day. And so many people are sucked in.
Right.
I mean, come on. The two of the biggest movies out there from the U.S. were Titanic and Avatar. Don't forget. And those two movies are so, weak in plot.
Yeah, I mean, Titanic was a thing. It was like the 5th remake.
Oh my God.
Okay, the best version was the British version from the 1950s called Night to Remember. That was because it played more like a documentary style. It didn't concentrate on the love story that never existed.
No.
Okay, there was no shootout at the end on the ship. Okay, nope. Avatar was every friggin' rip-off in the book. Yep. But then again,
and they hyped it up because of the 3D aspect of it. It was going to be the first fully integrated 3D movie, and it sucked people in. You get fooled. It's like I always say. Some of these films are like a magic trick. They sucker you in, they bring you in, and there's not much there. But since you're getting distracted, you come out leaving, oh, that was a great movie. And then down the line, you say, wait a minute, that movie wasn't that good.
Good example, Alice in Wonderland. That came out of the heels of Avatar because supposedly James Cameron redid the whole 3D structure, brand new technology and everything like that. That's what got Avatar to be #1 on the planet. 3 months later, springtime, here comes Alice in Wonderland, and it's in 3D, and people were still sucked into 3D. And meantime, that was post-conversion. It was filmed in regular 2D, and only in after production, somebody decided, let's make this into 3D. It was a fake 3D, but the people got
and it continues to happen.
The hype, and the movie made over $1 billion. Flash forward, they came out with Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is Alice Wonderland #2. Johnny Depp comes back as the Mad Hatter, and the film tanked. Okay, another one we got to write off into the red. And for example, they try to jump on the bandwagon because Independence Day took over 20 years. Battleship. Now, there's a reason I'm bringing this up, okay? The guy's playing Tarzan. He came from True Blood, Alexander Skarsgård. This guy cannot get a break. He's done like about 5-6 features. He cannot get a break. Of course, Rhiannon was in this. Thank God that killed her acting career. But now she's doing the trailer for the new Star Trek, where she sings the song called Sledgehammer, which was done perfectly by Peter Gabriel, but it's a different song altogether. Do you see the trailer for Star Trek?
Yes.
And what do you think?
They have 2 different trailers. They had one that was sort of like
this sucked, by the way. But
like sabotage. They try to make it seem like Fast and Furious. Don't forget, folks. The reason why Fast and Furious, the last movie, became popular is because of the death of Paul Walker. It's sort of like when people heard about Brandon Lee dying in The Crow. Everybody rushed to see it. People are something's wrong with them. They think they're going to see the person die in a movie, or they're going to actually be able to tell when it's not him anymore. So people go for the morbid factor.
Yeah.
And people are going for morbid factor. And all of a sudden people said, oh my God, this was the best Fast and Furious. I'm sorry, the best Fast and Furious was Fast 5. The 6 went into the morbid factor.
Yeah.
The 7th is probably going to hype off the death of Paul Walker, but I'm telling you, how many times can you go back into the well?
Yeah, and
like a magic trick.
So you see the things with the 3D. Right now, 3D is only accounting for about 15-20% of the box office. It used to be almost 50. So people got tired of that. Okay,
Yes.
now
It's like a magic trick. You take the hat, the rabbit out of the hat, like I said this before, 1,000 times, and then the 1,000th time, all of a sudden you wake up to it and say, wait a minute, I think I've seen this before.
Yeah, the big giant Captain America, Ant-Man, Apocalypse. Okay. Oh, we forgot Batman versus Superman. Was that Doom?
Yeah.
That was Doom. So that's another one. I figured that. So that was 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 this year alone with big giant creature sticking alone. I got to write that down. Yeah. So certain things are really repeating itself, and talking about repeating. How many times are you going to just destroy the Enterprise? Okay, I'm a Star Trek fan. Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah.
And the trailer sucked, and they get stranded on a planet. That's a TV show. And how many times are you going to destroy
the Enterprise?
The Enterprise, yeah.
And keep going back into the well. Like I said, the magic trick of a rabbit coming out of the hat.
And then they wonder why all these movies are tanking, okay?
People are seeing past the illusion.
Yeah, I mean, Variety Magazine, I put it on the blog site, and they had an article on Variety Magazine that says sequelitis. People are getting tired of it. People have been getting tired of it, but people have been putting up with it. Now this year, people are not putting it up with it anymore. Also, it doesn't help. Ticket prices went up. Now, my theater, which is supposed to be the cheap theater, is $15.50.
No matinee?
No matinee.
Oh,
you go to the matinee.
Yeah, I still go to matinee.
But what you pay, like $7, $8?
Yeah, it's getting closer to $8 now. $7.49 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
What's the change? Make it 7 or 8.
Yeah. This is being run by AMC.
Right.
AMC is thinking this is the only way they can put out their movies. Once the movie theater dies, they're worried, how are we going to make our money?
They're not.
How are we going to make our money? Once a movie theater dies, it's like, I want to do a YouTube video. Like I said, watch us on YouTube, subscribe, hit the likes, watch as many times as you can to Videoland Express. And like I was saying, exactly, plug. And like I was saying, I want to do a YouTube video showing you all the stuff that's not going to exist anymore when we have grandkids. Like, oh, used to go to movie theater and watch a movie theater on the screen with all these other people in a dark room. And when you tell this to your grandson, it'll be like the same thing like you're telling him that I used to get a VHS cassette, rent it, and then I would have to pay a fine for not rewinding the tape and bring it back the following day, or else I'd pay another fine.
Yeah, I mean, well, you got the downloads, which reminds me, because we're running out of time. Next time we're going to come back on, and of course, the end of the month is going to end good because Godzilla Resurgent is going to come out in Japan. But then they're going to release it in the U.S. DVD, Blu-ray, probably by the end of the year, October, November. But Godzilla fans will find a way to make a copy of it, and it'll be playing somewhere on the internet in the first week. Nice. Okay, as a download. Okay, because Toho doesn't want to spend the money distribution. You know, they figured, okay, because the Blu-rays really do sell a lot. And somebody says, "Well, are you a Godzilla fan?" There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Somebody out there is buying $1 billion a year worth of merchandise on Godzilla. That's up there with James Bond, all the Star Wars, and Star Trek. Somebody's buying this stuff, folks, okay? And that's why Godzilla keeps getting made.
Right,
okay?
Because of the merchandising. That's one of the most important things. Don't forget, merchandising continues to make things thrive. Some of the shows that get canceled on like Cartoon Network, like I always tell people, the reason why Teen Titans, there was a cartoon, they got canceled. People said there was great second season got canceled because they said the merchandising was so down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what drives a lot of things. That's what happened with Batman and versus Superman. They didn't push the merchandising very good, and that's kind of like that's why they just started Justice League. You know, I mean, it's a shame industry has to go for that. Then, not me as a background actor. I'm hearing a lot of things on the sets, and actors before were embarrassed to even go do something for cable or TV. Now they're all jumping the chance because they say either that or I'm stuck auditioning for a superhero movie that I'm not going to get.
Right.
You know? And so now the tide is turning to the point where Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu are mastering everything. Okay? There's more I'm going to say about that.
And we got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up. Next show, I'll be telling you more of that. Okay? And don't forget the Black Talk Radio show.
YouTube.
And our YouTube page, yes,
please.
Okay, and then hopefully I'll be bringing better news about me doing that music thing on Sundays. I'm going to be doing another live clip from my studio, Brooklyn, and it's all original music. I'll go more into detail once we have those clips posted, and that's about it. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Enjoy the movies, whatever you see.
Frank, and I'm Mark.
There you go. Okay, we got another one in the can. Did I leave anything out? We didn't mention Ice Age or Ghostbusters. Oh, we're going to come back in the weekend of Ghostbusters. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's good. That's awesome.
Hopefully you see that.